Look at
Here we
these
go.
people coming to brew. Come on, get somebody up in here.
Come on,
everybody.
share.
Can't
Get 'em
wait.
out there.
Share this around.
Let's brew.
Here we go.
Focus. Live. Keep growing.
What's happening, car guys and car gals? It's Lou Ramirez, the car guy.
And it's Fred Lenartz, the subprime hero.
And we are excited to be brewing solutions with you today, with you and the many more that you tag and you
That's
share.
right.
This
Come on now.
Get some car guys and car gals up inside of here. We got a great show for you, everybody.
Come on now.
Brew.
Let's go. Seriously, right now, we need you to go out there and tag a car guy. Tag a car gal and share. It's important that we get it out there because we have some important information for all you dealers out there, especially you in the buy here, pay here world. And man, I'm going to tell you, this world is growing and this world has a lot of opportunity coming, but it's your duty to get educated so that your staff is ready, for the rush of business that we're going to be getting over the next 6 months. So be ready for it right now. Get the training, get the marketing right. And that's what we're going to talk about, the marketing today and the opportunities that you get to get educated on while you're at the Buy Here, Pay Here Super Forum coming up on the 9th through the 11th, Lou.
Yes.
I'm pumped up. We do have 3 superstars coming on the show today.
We
And I
do.
cannot wait to have them come on. These Solutionaries each have a different perspective, Lou. And, you know, we have everything that you can imagine, from a dealer to somebody who's the CMO style person that's working for an amazing company, NIADA, right? I love them. They're doing some great stuff out there, making changes, bringing education out there, but marketing it the right way with the right people. And then we have somebody who is just one of the greatest co-founders out there right now, trying to help people market better. Oh, SmartSites. So let's get into it, my friend.
People, let's go ahead.
Let's
and
do
get
it.
This perspective just right here, so you can
Okay.
see more of that subprime hero right there. There we go. Now let's go ahead and get this show rocking and rolling. We're going to be teaching all these incredible solutionaries how to forgive, focus, fly, and we're going to be encouraging all of you to be part of the party that's happening in awesome Austin. Can't wait to see you all there.
Got that down right now.
Without further ado, let's go ahead and welcome in today's fun crew. Let's go ahead and switch over here. Let's get that. Y'all ready for this? Y'all ready for this? Go ahead and give us a coffee cup emoji in the comments, whether you're watching on the replay or you're watching live. But let's welcome in the one, the only, Kendra
Brown.
Welcome to the party. So excited that you're here. And right behind Kendra is the incredible, the one, the only Troy
Scheer.
Welcome.
What's going on,
Say
Troy?
what's up, everybody?
Man, that's my dude right there.
Ooh,
And then, man, we got somebody that I cannot wait to announce. The one, the only, Alex Melen. What's up, brother? It's so good to have you on the show, too. Wow, we do. Folks, if you guys have been around and you've been checking out what's going on with Buy Here, Pay Here, with any type of marketing that's going on right now, these three names come up a lot. And I'm excited to be able to hear what they have to say, their input about what they're excited about coming up over this event and what they're going to be bringing, and also what they're looking to get while they're there. So let's get that going. So how you guys doing? Gal doing? Kendra, we'll start with you. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for inviting me on your podcast. I'm very excited to be here. You guys, I feel like I don't even need my coffee. You've got me pumped up.
Hence,
Cheers.
exactly. Cheers to that. All right. We're excited to have you here. You do bring so much value in so many different perspectives. Not only are you an owner and been in this industry for a very long time now and have so many experiences, but now you're into this marketing company and you're doing some amazing things with that too, this media company. And I'm excited to talk about both those angles because those perspectives are fire to me, right? So it shows me that you're looking always to grow and never just sit there and be settled. So we're excited.
Yeah. So a little bit about me. I've had my Buy Here, Pay Here dealership for the past 9 years. We're going into our 10th year. My husband and I opened it in 2013. And I had been in Buy Here, Pay Here already. I had worked a lot in compliance and on the finance side with customers, collections, all of that. And so this was an opportunity to start our own business and run it. And I ran the back end a lot on the financial side, securing floor plans, our banking, all of that. And when we, around 2014, 15, we realized, hey, people aren't really buying cars out of magazines anymore. We need to be online. And that's when I kind of got into our websites and what is SEO? What is, Facebook? What should I be doing on Facebook? And I'm the kind of person who I don't really want to delegate it until I understand it fully, or at least enough that I feel comfortable handing it off. But once I got into it, I found a passion. And then that kind of led, because it's never ending. Like digital marketing is like, you never stop learning. And because it's always dynamic, it's always changing. And so then I branched out. I worked for some agencies where I did digital marketing for larger new car dealerships. And then that's kind of led me to starting my own company, because I find along the way, I've just found that there can be a lot of waste in marketing, and Buy Here, Pay Here dealers really can't afford waste. So that's kind of where I thought, I could really offer a lot in this space in terms of helping them build strategies and really selecting the right marketing tactics to avoid waste. So that's a little bit about my mission, my goal.
Heck yeah.
Love it. And we're on that mission with you. That's amazing.
Yes.
And we need to put that up on the mountains and just shout it out to everyone to hear. And I love that. It's a great mission to be on. You do see change and you do see opportunity and you do see that there's constant change. And it's not just in marketing, it's everything. It's everything that we do in life. If you looked back 20 years ago and looked at the world and then look at the world today, it's completely different. I mean, it's really changed, and it's not just the technology, which has helped it change quite a bit, right? I think the internet has really done some stuff. Smartphones, having technology in your hand, being able to market this fast to people while to the thing that's in their hand, right? There's so many things that we can do to be more creative and use it, and it's becoming more affordable. And that's what's the difference is nowadays it's not just the big box companies. We as dealers end up, small businesses, we can actually do that, and so can the salespeople now. So it's really important that we share that with people and show them how to do that. So yes. Thank you, Kendra.
And bring them
rock and roll.
To know, Kendra, right? Making sure that they know what to do. One thing about the Buy Here, Pay Here world is that you're not so much leaning into what many other people do build their business on is other people's money, right? This is your money. This is your dollars. This is your risk. This is all of it is tied to you. And it's so critical that you do watch what it is that you're spending. You're watching the ROI, making sure that everything's coming in right. But when it comes to marketing, determining what's going to be effective, because your world is a little bit different. Your ability to help people is different. I mean, we champion the Buy Here, Pay Here sector because of your ability to take the risk with somebody that truly needs it, right? This is selling stuff that people kind of got to have. You have to have transportation, right? So important that we we monitor what it's like being an effective car sales pro or connecting to people, but also now learning the marketing aspect of it as a whole new level, especially with social media, digital. Totally with you on that, Kendra.
Well, and I think what's also one thing to think about is buy here, pay here dealers, 10 years ago didn't have to worry about their brand or their reputation as much as they do now.
Oh,
and
yeah.
So that core, what you were talking about, like that, what we do, that core piece of what we provide to people and who those people are, what section of the population actually needs that. It's a niche that we service. Keeping that at the forefront of your message and where to put that message and when is it needs to be a part of every buy here, pay here dealer's marketing. You do have a brand, you have to talk about it and message it.
Oh man, can't wait to dig into this
Wow.
conversation a bit.
That's what I'm saying. If you all haven't signed up or registered for this event, I'm telling you right now, go out there, get registered. Dealers, I just want to throw this out really quick. Dealers, just a reminder, there's still opportunity to get that free Top Golf, right? You just got to refer a dealer in, refer another one. Make sure that they put your name in the dealer referral. There's a little section when you're signing up, when you register, you could put the dealer referral and you could put their name in there to make sure that they get registered and they also get to see and get the credit and a chance to win this hour of golf. I mean, it's going to be amazing, folks. Have some fun with it. Come join this because people like Kendra are going to be there dropping knowledge, and she's just sprinkling stuff for us right now. I'm just saying. So I'm excited, but let's throw this over here to Alex. Alex, hello. What's going on, my friend? How are you?
Hey guys, good.
Hey,
great to be here.
Man, we're excited to hear everything you have to say because you have tons of insight and definitely a different perspective too. So tell everybody a little bit about your history.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm a co-founder of SmartSites, company I started with my younger brother 12 years ago now. Before I was a publicist managing digital for Samsung and then for Walmart for a couple of years. So saw some really cool things and then trying to apply it at SmartSites. And we've been growing the company since. We've have 330 full-time employees now, doubling in size every 18 months or so. We'll have 500 by next year, having a blast doing it. And automotive specifically is very interesting. So we're industry agnostic. We're in every industry. We're GSA certified. We made the Harvard website, right? We're all over the place. But automotive has been very interesting because it's been one of the few industries where I find things are really being done very old school ways. Which is really not good for digital, right? Like I find in a lot of cases dealers are doing on the digital marketing side things that haven't been done like in 10 years. Like the industry has moved on, but auto specifically has just been slower moving. So I've gotten involved in the industry the last couple of years to really bring the best practices and awareness to the industry of all the cool things everyone could be doing, right? And the better ways to be doing things. So very, very excited to be here. Very excited to be speaking at NIADA next week already. I think it's exactly in a week.
Yeah, it is.
It's very soon. Yeah.
Very, very excited. And Alex, yes, you bring such an amazing perspective, and I'm excited because that day it's going to have you, obviously, the amazing Kendra Brown. I cannot wait to hear her speak too. I'm excited to see both you all. I've had a chance to see Lyman speak, but Lyman's going to be talking about something completely different too. And her perspective is very unique too. Very, very similar to what kind of a background you have, Alex, right? Just been from some different things that are completely different than automotive. But when you came to automotive, you realize, whoa, they're kind of using they're using spears and and knives instead of guns, and like they should be using rocket launchers, right? You're like, what's going on here? And you're like, what, especially with the technology that's out there. So you see that there's opportunity, not just for your business to grow, but more importantly for automotive to grow. If they fall into this place and they get stronger with it, could we not sell more cars? 100%. And could we help more people? Most importantly, could we help more people? And that's what we do here in Buy Here, Pay Here. We help people be able to have transportation that's reliable, something that they can transform their lives in, get confidence in what they're doing, get habits of making good payments on time again, just really doing the right stuff, educate, empower, encourage these people.
Absolutely. Right? And we had a chat with, I think it was yesterday with Janet kind of putting the final pieces together for this specific session. And it was interesting when we started going through it. It's a very unique session. There's very, very few conferences, especially in automotive, that do these hands-on workshops, right? It's not just a regular, and I'm doing I'm part of this workshop on the first day, and then I'm doing a session on vehicle listing ads on the second day. But this workshop itself is the most interesting to me because it's usually you go to these conferences and you're just sitting in a lecture pretty much, where this is not only is this a hands-on workshop, but we have 3 speakers with very different perspectives covering very different areas of digital marketing. So it's a very all-encompassing experience that's, I think, pretty unique. And I've spoken at a digital dealer, NADA. I've spoken at literally all the automotive conferences, and I don't remember any that have this kind of half-day, all-inclusive workshop with multiple industry experts. So I think it's going to be really cool.
So many, and during your hours, there's other ones that are amazing too. So
Yes.
so if you're believe me, we all have room for improvement. So you guys can all go to all these sessions. There's plenty of hours to be able to go to all the sessions. That's what's so great about it. They make it enough to where if you want to go hop over here, be able to have a chance to sit down and have a conversation with Kendra to learn a little bit more about her perspective, and then go run over and see Bill Elizondo talk about, all the different aspects that they're going to be talking about, which are very unique too, like actual operation of the store, right? It's going to be a great opportunity for dealers. And I know that on one of the days there's a finance fair happening, which is phenomenal for some people who are looking for a little bit more money to be able to help more people, right? And that's an important part of this business too. And to have that, really to be able to have that ready, so when the business is ready to start rocking, you're able to facilitate deals and be able to finance people in these automobiles, right? So it's very important. So I'm excited to hear all your perspectives. What for you, Alex, though, what is something that you're most excited about going there yourself to get some information about?
For me, well, I don't operate a dealership, so I'm not there to necessarily learn how to better operate my dealership, right? But I'm excited about all these new types of sessions, and I think it's potential for a lot of opportunities from it in the future. Again, I think sitting through a lecture versus a workshop where we're going to be doing on-the-fly audits, and you guys are going to be literally participating in the session and actually giving your real life situations and having the team of experts create strategy and marketing plans around it. I think that's what's exciting to me. I'm equally excited about my vehicle listing ad session on the second day, because I think vehicle listing ads are very powerful in the used car space. But the workshop is by far what I'm looking forward to. And I think it's something unique. I've spoken at not even in auto. I've spoken in almost every single industry. Very rarely do you have these kind of hands-on workshops as part of a conference. And like you said, there's 3 going on at the same time. So people do really have the chance to participate in whatever is the most relevant to them. I think it'll be great.
I think so too.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be magical.
I reckon that they bring in teams of people, like Darla talked about last week, and said, bring in people, like if you have a marketing person at your store, bring them in, have them go to this session. If you have a person who's your collections person, they need to go to this session. Whatever it is, you should bring that team, because what that does and what it will do is it creates a little bit empowerment inside them. Now they are sitting on the same page. They understand the education and what it takes, and they're surrounded by people who are actually doing it and actually applying it. It's easier to believe when you see the real numbers out there, when you see it happen. So that's all you all out there.
Yeah, and I think it's so valuable for people to attend these, that literally at SmartSites at our company, we give every employee travel credit of I think it's $750 this year. Next year it'll be $1,000 to literally travel and attend the conference. I think it's super, super important. I think it's inspirational, right? Going with your coworkers to an event, I think is team building, right? It's so beneficial at every level that I agree with that 100%.
Yeah. On every level. And what's awesome about what you're bringing to the table, Alex, is the conversation from a different perspective. One thing that you are so on point about is how somewhat behind the automotive industry has been in the digital space. If there's anything about car guys and car gals, is if it's working, we're not going to stop it. And even if it's not working, we really don't recognize it, because we don't let too many other people in. We pay attention to what's going on up the street, what maybe these people are doing, what they're not doing, and maybe what we can adjust to beat them. Not so much what it takes to improve us consistently. And in that, you're bringing a perspective that not just shows them exactly how to do what it is that many other industries are doing, right? But you're also connecting some of the best tools to the best salespeople on earth. I mean, we have some of the greatest sales professionals on the planet. And when that happens, we start to find the opportunity to now connect the dots with some of our technology and deliver it to the people that need it. That's what I love about NIADA, is that there is a sector that's being broken into for all of these independents that are hands on the plow, face down, get the job done, take care of our people, take care of our community, solve problems for our customers, But that doesn't leave too much time for education, or like these workshops are going to do, give us some of that hands-on experience, the awareness of where we actually are right now before we leave. Because sometimes a dealer shows up to these events and they really don't know all of the numbers inside of their store. They don't know all of the things that need to be looked at. And when they get the chance to adjust and say, oh, this is a metric you need to look at. One of our greatest mentors, we were just talking with him yesterday, and he was saying, man, I looked at numbers at this group meeting the other day that I've never even paid attention to. And he's one of the wisest men in the car business that we know. But to be like, wow, there's something you don't know, which is something all of us have. And that's something that we love. And we love the bridge makers that are out there, like our friend Troy. Troy, there is so much that's happening right now. And you are building a bridge for so many individuals. I mean, even right now, we're creating a pathway for people to hear, to know, to be aware of what's going on. Troy, what is it that you're so excited about for this event? And thank you for being on the show today, brother.
Absolutely. And, Fred stole my thunder. I was going to say, you don't have to just bring one person, bring everybody. It really is. Let's go. As you said, it's the more that you have the team together, the more ideas and insights and sharing. Business is a collaborative thing. If you think you can sit back by yourself and hide and go, okay, I know it all, you're going to fail, maybe slowly, but you'll fail because none of us know it all. And that's the mindset we all have to kind of take and be able to humble ourselves a little bit. And just like you said, I've been in this industry now, in the marketing industry, and all of the different verticals within it. I mean, it's been crazy, but you never stop learning. Mm-hmm. And for myself, it's like I spend, thousands of dollars a year just to educate myself. We all spend, people go to college and spend tens of thousands of dollars, but it's like, that's not the real world stuff. And that's what we're teaching here. Is the real world, what's going on. And that's why I'm so excited about this. I mean, I've known Lyman and getting to meet Alex and Kendra. It's like, I could just sit and listen to Kendra talk, but because she gets it. She understands. It's like being there. Marketing is so much more than, and I hate to use this, but I think a lot of people view it this way, as marketing is arts and crafts. And how many little pictures can we put up and what can we do and all of that kind of thing. And it's not that at all. It's you've got to start from an understanding of what are you trying to achieve? What are your business objectives? If you don't have those in place, and those are the things that Kendra's going to talk about in her session, part of the session, is setting those objectives, understanding what your business needs. Because if you don't have those objectives, how do you measure what you're doing and seeing if it works? You're just throwing stuff against the wall and hoping it sticks. And the key is in marketing is not the volume of it. It's how engaging is it? How effective is it?
Yep,
that's right.
And that's 100%. What she says too. So if you're just throwing stuff out there hoping it sticks, not testing, and you don't have the numbers to come back to and go, okay, here are what we're trying to achieve. Now what do we have to do to get there? It's kind of looking at that far out. Okay, here's where we're going on our trip. Now what do we need to do along the lines to make sure we're doing the right things to get there without blowing the car up, running out of gas, all of that stuff. That's what marketing is partially about. But then it's the connections and all this. So it's like, that's what I love about what I'm seeing here at NIADA. I've only been here a short time, and in the automotive industry only about 5 years, but I've seen what's going on here, and the mindset that they have is education. And that's what the real true marketing is. If you're engaging people, educating them, not interrupting them, now you're developing a marketing program. You're creating relationships. It's all of those things. The areas, whether it be SEO, banner ads, videos, podcast, all those things are tools. But if you don't have that solid foundation, if you're worrying about the carpet and the drapes before you ever figure out making sure you pour a solid foundation, you're going to be in trouble. Mm. And that's what I see at NIADA is trying to help dealers develop that solid foundation with events like this, education and marketing, our 20 groups. That's something I'm actually here today at the office and meeting with our 20 group moderators, going over a lot of things so I can get a better understanding of what all is going on to help educate dealers and how important, just like you said, being able to reach out and understand numbers and facts and being able to communicate with each other. This is it's a peer-to-peer thing. And that's what I found too. It's like I said, Alex and Kendra in my mind are peers. And it's like, the more I can learn from them, the better I'm going to do my job. And I think that's where dealerships need to look at is go, where can I learn more to do my job better, to serve my employees better, and to serve my customers better. And that's what you're going to get here. And that's what it's all about is serving people. That's the key. You know, we want to be, I would say NIAD wants to be dealer driven. Everything about what we do is driven to making sure that dealer is successful, and not only just the dealer itself, but the industry as a whole, because we have to, you know, you got to collaborate and work together, and making sure too, like Kendra said about brand, you don't want to tarnish the brand of the industry. So the more we can do to help create the individual great brands, that elevates the industry as a whole.
Absolutely. Well, we are promoters of everybody's awareness of knowing that the biggest room in the world is
the room for improvement. That's right.
And we want to make sure that at core, one of the core values of a solutionary is being able to be adaptable. And any of the great business owners or any of the great car gals that come before us, Alex, you've seen so many in different industries. I love how you recognize that. But any time that we do make sure that we keep ourselves in a place that's adaptable, we're willing to come together, talk about what it is that we're struggling with, talk about what it is that we don't really have knowledge on, and have our team with us. That's what I love about having teams with us, is because everybody becomes a bit of a contributor. They feel vested. They feel part of the party. They feel part of the solution.
That's right.
And when you do fuse together their understanding, their vantage points into your business, along with the understanding and hearing of other people on the outside that are looking at the industry from a different point of view, always helps us to understand in retrospect what it is that we're actually doing that's working, what is it that we're not. Because so many times I think we are doing things and we could actually be doing something else, but we don't have the measurement of whether or not what we're doing is working. We're just doing, right? And inside of that, what I love inside of the marketing aspect of it, because it's a refined budget that you have to be able to work on and be able to measure. Are you getting results out of it? If not, let me pivot, let me shift. Did I give it enough time to get some results out of it, right? Just because you started something and you don't see a result in a couple weeks, you don't see a result in 30 days, doesn't mean that it's not working. You're building that up. So Kendra, I'm going to lead into you on that. When it comes to marketing, when it comes to actually building out a plan for it, what is it that you're seeing as far as dealers doing and not doing when it comes to giving space for their marketing plan to work?
Yeah, I see often, you know, when I hear dealers say something isn't working, they just say, I didn't see the results. I didn't see the sales increase. And one of the things that I'm going to focus on in the first part of the marketing session is let's make sure that we're attaching the right KPIs to the right things. So if we're looking for more sales, you know, let's make sure that, you know, we're measuring something that's a lower funnel tactic for your marketing plan. If you're doing banner ads, you know, we're probably not going to be looking at sales. We're going to be looking at impressions. And is that really what you want to be doing? So, you know, just making sure that you're measuring the right thing for the tactic that you're using and knowing what you need to be doing that is going to work best for you. Another thing that I'm not going to touch on in this marketing session, but to answer your question about what I see dealers struggle with is when the platforms that work for them make a change and they have to pivot. So for example, Facebook was working really well. IDFs went away with iOS 14. Things weren't as transparent in the remarketing world, so it got a little bit harder. Now, Facebook Marketplace is going to be eliminating the option for dealers to post from their business. So there's just constant changes, and for them to be able to like quickly turn and adapt and understand what's going on and how, you know, where can they go next? And there's just this piece of like needing to be really, you know, hashtag adaptable or, you know, open to like a quick pivot. That's something that I think they just need to get comfortable feeling a little uncomfortable in that space and being ready to ask some questions and move. But also allowing enough time for things to work. Like SEO is something that might take some time to build. Like don't give it 3 months, give it 6 to 12.
Right.
There you go. There's the great advice right there.
That's awesome.
That's the advice, because people get panic mode when they don't see instant results. But you have to understand, even in SEO, even in a lot of things, just like even working out, it takes about 90 days plus for you to start to notice the results. And then you have to keep it another 90 days to really feel the full effects of those results, right? Because now you're operating at full speed. You got everything going. All your muscles are at peak performance. So now you can really push through and show what 90 days of that looks like. So it's same thing with anything we do in life. I believe that in every aspect. So I do love that you bring that up, and people need to hear that. Listen, folks, write that down as a note. Give it time to develop, especially if you know you're doing the right actions and you're being consistent with it. Okay. So, and then there's going to be a time you may have to adapt, most likely around that time, because stuff does change about that fast. So be ready, but get educated. Go to events like the Buy Here, Pay Here Super Forum. I'm telling you, you're going to learn a lot and be able to know what's going on, not just today, but what's going to be happening tomorrow in the next 3 months. They forecast it for you. These people, their forecasts are phenomenal. So I can't wait to hear a lot of these people speak. You know, like I said, y'all are going to bring some fire. I can't wait to hear it. Kendra, what's one thing when you're there, as you're there, what are you most excited about taking back to your store?
So my husband will be coming, and he'll be attending the operations sessions with Bill and Ben. That's something that will really benefit us. That's why we go to their 20 groups. And then also, I love at this Buy Here, Pay Here Super Forum, they're taking a page out of the TIADA conference handbook, and they're doing dealer roundtables, which I love. One of the first conferences I went to was TIADA many years ago, pre-pandemic, and loved the dealer roundtables, where you just sit and there's a few dealers that are there. You just kind of go back and forth on a certain topic, and it's really, really beneficial. So I'm looking forward to those.
Awesome. Masterminds are incredible and so packed with value because you have real life experiences. Some stuff that you don't necessarily even notice that you had happen in your store until somebody starts to say, hey, okay, this is the subject. This is what we're hitting on. And be like, oh my gosh, thank goodness. You know, let me get a clear page. Let me take all the notes that I can, and let's build the relationships that then I can say when I leave here, hey, you did go through this. I'm back at my store. This is what's going on. What can I do to adjust? That is so often the value that most people do get is that they don't necessarily leave there with a nugget of wisdom. They leave there with somebody that has wisdom that they need to tap into more regularly. And that's awesome about these events. But based off of all the buzz, everything that's cooking at this event, there is going to be so much wisdom that everybody is going to be armed with. Oh man,
so many dealers speaking. So many dealers are going to be up there. Featured speakers are going to be the actual operators. I'm just saying. So a lot of knowledge is going to be up there. Not even just people training or vendors talking. It's not a pitch. It's not a pitch opportunity. It's an education opportunity. Yeah, but if your product is strong, it'll stand out. People know, you know. But if you come educate people, they want to know more about your product. So educate. You know, I think the more we give, the more we're going to get, and that's what you're there to do. Both you all three of you all, as you're there to give. And you know what that brings for you. It brings you so much. It brings more than just money, which will come back to you, but most importantly, fulfillment, right? Education that you needed. Like you said, your husband is going to be going to the operations ones with Bill and Doug, and those two guys, man, with their knowledge being in those 20 group moderators, the way they get to go out and share and get great ideas every week, every month. It's so much knowledge in those brains, and those heads are big too in real life, just saying. Yep. But I love you, Bill. Love you, Doug. And it's joking. For real.
Troy,
oh man,
that NIADA, what is kind of more of the process that you all go through in trying to figure out who's going to get to speak at these events? How do you kind of sift that out on what it is that you guys want to be featured during this event or any event?
Well, I think part of it is just, again, understanding and getting to know all the dealers out there and understanding who is successful and the ones that are willing to open up and share. I think that's the biggest thing is the guys that want to get up and share their success.
Yes.
So, and I think, you know, one of the business, no matter what, is a team sport.
Amen.
Yep.
And because this is a team show, right? If somebody gets kind of paused or somebody gets stuck, we do what it takes to keep everything moving and grooving and having some fun. But inside of that, I mean, we have so much that is of value of the people that show up at these events. But what's important for everybody to recognize is that if you show up with value also. Don't be afraid to share what it is that you know. Don't be afraid to pour out what it is that you have seen strength in. So many times the answer is sitting in the stands. And nobody gets out of the stands to bring it into the game.
That's why what Kendra said, the roundtables with the dealers, the peer-to-peer training, and how you get a chance to sit there and share ideas. Sometimes you just pick up one little thing that can change your whole world, even if it's just mindset juice, right? The thing that changed me one time, it was really a big deal for me as a leader, was when they told me, hey, listen, man, you can't expect them to be you. I was like, what do you mean? And I really thought, I was like, oh, God bless. I put way too much expectations instead of being more clear, being more directive, being the leader that I should be, right? And I just assumed because I was able to just do it, right? Why can't they just do it, right? And so because they're not me, right? And that's okay. But they can be if they were just maybe shown a little bit better, given a little bit more love. So it completely changed the way that I would approach every conversation with one of my team members, right? I was like, hold on, I need to sit back and really empathy. I got to really work on that, right? So that really changed me, and it made me a much better leader. So even if it's just that, I'm telling you, come get you some of that, my friends. This stuff is going to be great.
Of that, heck yeah. So speaking of get you some of that, right, Alex, you've been pouring out some information across industries, right? What is it that you normally where is the aha moment for dealers when they get the chance to see, hey, I can get me some of that success, I can get me some of that digital power that's actually out there? What does it look like when that aha moment comes to dealers? And usually what does it take for them to see in order for it to go boom, whoa, my goodness, there's whole floodgates available for us to find success and connect to our people easier?
Yeah, good question. So my typical sessions that I've been doing the last couple of years at like NADA Digital Dealer Driving Sales have been on advanced implementation. So the goal of those is to expose the dealers to some of the more advanced marketing things they could be doing online. So the entire session is aha moments, right? There's a lot of really cool things that you could be doing that people don't. And Kendra covers a lot of this too. But for example, I think almost none of the dealerships are doing any kind of like custom audience targeting, right? Where they import their own data set into Google, Facebook, whatever it is. I find that I've seen that happen maybe 1% of the time. With Google, you could actually create audiences based on what they search on Google, right? So if you think about that, you could target people on the display network very cheaply, where you only pay per click based on what they searched on Google. So you could even target those. First of all, you could target those that have searched your competitor, right? Instead of bidding on your competitor's name, you could create an audience of people who have searched for your competitor's name and then target them on the display network. But at the same time, you could also do a lot of brand building. You could target those that have searched your name and then show them display banners all over the place showing your 5-star reviews, right? There's a lot of really, really cool things that at the very least, most dealers aren't aware they could do, right? Whether they want to do it or not, it's up to them, right? Whether they have the budget, whether they want to do it, all of that is completely up to them. But my goal with all of the sessions that I do is to, at the very least, educate the dealership so they know what's possible. And then they could have a conversation when they get back to a dealership with their marketing person, with their agency, whoever it is, have an educated conversation about, wow, we should really try one of these things out, or did you know we could do this, right? So that's my big hope and goal with all of this.
Yeah, and that's great. Like you said, aha moments where their eyes open. Because I think the biggest thing that not just dealers, but human beings in general, when it's something that's super unknown to us, we kind of just put it to the side. We're like, okay, I don't really understand it. So when we get more educated, we get more comfortable, all of a sudden we want to do it, right? And we'll even give it an attempt at least. So being able to get educated and have opportunities to get educated will make you feel less uncomfortable about it, dealers. And what that will do is it'll open your eyes up, give you those aha moments, but most importantly, confidence to be able to go out and do it. And, and that's what you need to do, is get you some education. I always tell my sales staff, I tell people we're training, I tell this to my son, even 30 minutes a day. If you spend 30 minutes a day learning something, that after a month or so, you're really pretty good at it. I mean, you're going to know a lot about that subject, more than the average person, because 30 minutes a day seems short even, but you add that up over 30 days, it's powerful. And it's no different than reading 10 pages a day or doing anything else like that in your life. When you grow and you educate, you become more confident as a person. So that's why we as dealers, we as vendors, we as automotive industry solutionaries, we should be out here doing this stuff every single day, not just sitting down knowing what we know today, but figuring out what we need to know tomorrow. And that's why getting together with such amazing people like Kendra and Alex, and of course our man Troy down there, is important, that you guys come to these events and really have a chance to meet them, hear what they have to say, and then get to ask them questions. That's a lot of the times it's if you don't understand something, ask them and they'll explain it to you. So I get confused sometimes when Lou talks to me. I'm like, what does that mean? Right? You could ask Lou all the time, and it's not even being funny. I'm like, dude, what does that mean? And he'll explain it to me. But guess what? Now I use those words, and I'm more educated. I'm more confident about when I have conversations with people. So That's what we need to do, my friends. And we need to do that together as an industry so that we can facilitate the professionalism that we're supposed to be giving. See, I'm talking a little bit like facilitate the professionalism so that we're supposed to pop here and be able to. I'm just saying, like, you know, we can grow and we can be better. We want people to have confidence inside of us. Well, let's educate and let's quit being what we were yesterday and let's be what we should be tomorrow. So anyway,
Come on.
I can preach
it.
Bring it.
Let's
Right.
go.
So
My
listen.
Well, welcome back, Troy. We lost you in mid-sentence.
Yeah.
But at least it wasn't a bad pause. Your face wasn't all like this.
It just completely went away.
It could have been worse, man. It could have been like,
Sometimes the internet is a finicky thing. It just decided to die out on me. But no, what you guys are saying is very, it's interesting. I just saw a quote the other day from Jerry Rice. I'll do today what others won't, so I can do tomorrow what others can't. And that's really the mindset you have to have every day if you want to be driven to succeed.
Yeah, so
always be thinking about what you can do better today so that you can outpace your competition tomorrow.
Absolutely. And
that's what you're going to get here. I mean, that's the thing I love about this. Again,
what I love about that statement and about that quote from Jerry is that it's not so much that you're trying to you're not even worried about doing what others can't do. It's more worried about maximizing what you actually have the capability of doing, right? Him practicing countless hours and how to catch the ball, how to be where he needs to be.
That's right.
Though that did give him an edge over somebody competing against him, the one that was better was him. And that's what brought the value to the table. When we're considering the value that we bring to the community, when we consider the value that we're bringing to an employee that's interviewing with us, so many times that there has to be a shift. Has anybody out there, give me a thumbs up if you have, if you haven't, you sat across from somebody that you were interviewing and it flipped for you. Whoa, I got to win this person. I got to sell them on our business and why this is the best place for us, right?
Yep.
There's so much that goes into that we are trying to maximize the potential that we have within us. You person, you add value to us. You take us to that next level, but we are submitting ourselves to others in these workshops to say, we don't have it all together. And maybe you don't have it all together, but there is value you can bring. And we are willing to submit to that in order that we can maximize our potential. Never in history has salespeople had the opportunity to be the marketers that they can be today. Never in history have they been able to do it like they are now. You had to have the specialist in marketing and the specialist at selling. Well, now these have now blended. You have incredible sales that's happening because of technology, because people don't need necessarily people to help them get it done. The technology, for the most part, is helping it get there to where a person can decide if they want to deal with a person or not. And the incredible opportunity that everybody has to learn from people that are making it work. Kendra, Alex, Troy, you guys are leading a front, but we love the diversity in what it is that you guys get to see it from or see happen. I love that you're going dual-headed, Kendra, right? You and your husband are coming in on two different fronts, right? A speaker and a contributor to the event and a receiver from the event. And that's a dual piece that I believe all of us have to have. Kendra, what would you say to anybody that is coming to this event about preparing themselves for the event, how they should go forward in deciding where it is that they are going to be throughout the event?
Yeah, so I would say, there's going to be 3 tracks, if you will, for the sessions. There's a FTC safeguards, operations, and marketing. So I would say pick your weakest. I know my husband and I, compliance is not our issue. We are like top A1. We got our ducks in a row. We're good. So we'll get a handle on that. But so pick your weakness and go with that. And then for the roundtables and the dealer panels, just pick things that, or even look at who the dealers are that's speaking and pick dealers that look like you, or maybe don't look like you, look like what you want to look like, and sit in on those sessions and participate, meet people. I think the first time we went to a conference, we're a small lot in Houston. We don't want to be multi locations, but that's not in our objective. But just serve the community where we're at. But the first time we went, we didn't. I kind of was like, I think we need to be network. I feel like we need to be meeting other people because the auto industry is just you can get in such a vacuum. You just don't have a community in your local area because dealers are competing against each other. So it just opened up so much for even if you're not signed up, just consider that. Like just take it, because you don't know what you don't know. You don't know what you're missing. By just building those relationships. Even if you just listen, you're starting the relationship because you're listening to something different.
That's good stuff, Kendra.
Love that
stuff.
Phenomenal stuff. And it's so right. That's some great tips. Hope you guys write that down, because it all starts with, like you said, recognizing where you have the most ability to grow more, right? Like the thing that you lacking at, I hate to say the thing that you suck at, right? But it's what the thing that you're not good at, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is that, even some people are just, their ego's so big, even if you believe that you're great at everything, not in this business. I'm just trying to speak to real car people right now. I'm listening. You got to understand that you have to be able to know what your strengths are and what your weaknesses are. And if you want to grow, fix your weaknesses, and then you will grow. Your strengths will keep getting stronger. You're good at those things. Like you said, I love that you talked about compliance, and that's a great thing to be really good at, by the way. So congratulations to you on that. Because I know that that means you're pretty good at probably a lot of stuff. I bet your paperwork is lined up exactly right in every drawer. If everything digital,
I don't do that. My husband does it. He's got it. He's like,
yeah,
that's awesome.
That's awesome. I'm that guy. I did finance for 8.5 years. I'm super organized. Like everything is scheduled. There's like everything has to be done a certain way. I'm a process for this, process for that, and I know exactly where everything is. But it's important to be compliant, and it's actually the basis of everything. When you're compliant, then you can rest assured and be very good at doing what you're doing because you're doing it the right way. So I love that you're talking about that. But when you figure out, hey, look, maybe I need to be better at my collections, or maybe I need to be better at, whatever that resource that you're looking for, maybe just getting people in the door, right? Whatever it is, like you guys are going to be teaching about marketing, how to reach more people in your market and be able to get them to come in. And that's a huge part of what we need to learn how to do also. So go out and figure out what it is, dealers, and go out and look for it. And there's plenty of opportunities in these couple of days. You're going to find that there's something for everyone, and there's probably multiple things for everyone. So go in there and look at that. And then, like I said, register. Let's go.
Come on. Make sure that you all get out here. Awesome Austin is going to be lit up with all you incredible solutionaries that are out there. So we encourage you, the 9th through the 11th, go ahead and put it in your calendars. If you haven't booked your ticket, book your ticket. It's a week away, everybody. We want to see you there, and we want to have some fun. Love hearing everything that everybody's cooking right now. And I do want to touch base just a little bit on the compliance to creative side. There's so much that is fine-tuned, so many different barriers, so many different walls that we have to be able to get our ducks in a row on the compliance side. Now we're at a time, again, of adaptability between Alex and all of the resources that you see coming in, Troy, all of the people that you get to connect to, Kendra, the real-life boots on the ground, making dealership happen, and seeing on the outside how you can help other people. What's the climate like for a dealer to be creative, to recreate the way it is that they're doing business, the way it is that their culture is, the way that they connect to a customer? What is the climate like for the creatives out there that maybe never got to kind of tickle that creative muscle inside of them anymore? It was like, okay, I got to do this, but now I can actually stretch. I can be a bit more creative. What does that seem like, Alex, looking into the auto industry?
Yeah, so on the independent dealer side, it's a million times more open than the franchise side, right?
Absolutely.
On the franchise side, they're so limited in the vendors they could select, the services they could do, the ad copy they could run. A lot of the OEMs have started pre-approving the ad copy you could run, right? So not only does that mean you have to be very restrictive, but you can't be agile, right? You have to submit things ahead of them to pre-approve, wait for them to approve it, and only then run. Imagine how that affects agility with anything digital. You really can't be running something you thought about running 2 months ago today. So on the independent side, the sky's the limit, right? Obviously, there's you can. So some stuff with pricing that it gets a little bit trickier with advertising. But aside from that, it's I think a lot more opportunity to be creative and think outside of the box than in the franchise space.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Troy, what about you, brother?
I mean, I echo what Alex said. It's like in this space, now's a great opportunity. There's so many things, and we know too that I think a lot of people are pulling back because of fear of what may be coming up. And that's the perfect time to be creative and step outside of everybody else and do what you need to do. Invest, if you invest now, it's just like with anything, if you hold back now, those that have faith in themselves and are willing to invest and understand, kind of like we talked about before, that this isn't there's no silver bullet that, if we started on January 1st, by January 31st, everything is great. But you've got to look long term. You got to kind of live short term, but plan long term, and making sure that you're thinking about what happens. Because, I always say, unless that we're just on a continuous dive, if that's where we are, well, then it doesn't really matter anyway. So we're all doomed to, who cares? So other than that, eventually we're going to come back up out of it. So the question is, are you going to be at the top of that when we come back out, or are you going to be lagging behind? So do you want to lead or do you want to follow? And I say those who lead and step out there are the ones who are going to be developing those relationships with their customers, with their, with their partners, and all of those things. So always be forward thinking. You got to live today, but you always have to think about what can I do to invest, just like we've talked about before with education. And even if that means investing some dollars right now when dollars might be tight, and I don't necessarily say just blow it away. You got to be smart about what you're doing, but don't be so afraid of that you start stepping over dollars to save dimes.
Oh my goodness, that's so true. And that's so much of the reactive part of our industry, right? Things are starting to go bad. We're going to start just chopping things off the bottom line. We don't even really know what this line was. What did we write this check for? Okay, let's cut that out, right? Where consider what it would look like for a team that says, you know what, we got a couple bad losses. Let's not spend any more time on practice. Right? Like for those dealers that would cut training out of their regimen, right? Let's stop training because it costs some money, it costs some time, but we're not hitting the numbers, right? One of the biggest things that we've ever seen improvement in inside of our stores that we've had the chance to coach is being able to shift and say, yes, we understand that these hours were important to help customers out, but it's even more important that we take the time to invest inside of our people, that we take the time to invest in our training, that we take the time to get better at what we're doing, regardless of what the market says. Right. That never changes whether or not we should constantly be getting better. And though some people show up to these events a little reactive, right? Oh, hey, I really don't know what's going on. Things are changing. I need to go find an answer. And there's people there. Let me go get it. And there's others that are proactive in it saying, hey, I know things are different. I know there's more opportunity out there. I want to get ahead of the game and go figure it out, or go learn from somebody who's already doing what I want to do. Love all aspects of it.
If the Cincinnati Bengals had the mindset that, well, hey, if we lose, we just give up and quit and cut, they wouldn't have been in the Super Bowl last year.
Come on.
It's that mentality of it's that mentality, and think about the money that they invested, the time they invested, and all those things. So you got to look around at, like, I think that's the key is don't just focus in what's happening in the auto industry. See what's successful in all the other industries going on. And that's where I am able to come from by working in so many different verticals. I can look at things and go, okay, well, the concept is successful here. Let's think about putting it into this, the auto vertical. So don't just look at what's happening here. Think about big picture. As we talk about from a marketing perspective, Amazon is our competitor in the auto because people have expectations. That's right. So you got to think about what's going on and what are people as a customer, how are they changing, and making sure that you follow suit and are staying there looking at everything, not becoming so have such tunnel vision that you, like I said, you step over dollars to try to save dimes.
So
just doesn't work.
That's so true. Sean Armour, thank you so much for contributing all this show, brother. We appreciate you. Troy just broke the internet. Absolutely believe that. Heck yeah. Appreciate you, Sean, for jumping in with us. But something that is consistent that we want to make sure that we are doing consistently across the board, whether you recognize it or not, whether you've done it or not, it's to learn how to forgive, focus, and fly.
Yeah,
whether or not you made the right decisions or not, focus on the new solutions, the new ability, and what you have in front of you, and stretch out and recognize that you are flying. For those of you that are dealers that have a business operation that is making things happen, even if it's struggling, be encouraged. There's hope. Be encouraged. There's solutions. Be encouraged. There's people out there that want to help you out. You just have to release, right? Whether some things have worked or some things haven't worked, wipe that weight off. Focus on the people that are there to help, the solutions they're actually bringing to the market, and have the faith to step out and
facts.
fly.
Hey, we've all heard the saying since we were kids, when the going gets tough, the tough gets going. And that's so true. You have to really, during the times when it seems like it's the lowest, is when you put in more work than anyone else. And if you do that, you're going to have the best habits when it's time to pour it in. You're going to be better than you ever were, and you're going to be ready for it. So that's what we're trying to tell you. Get prepared. Be ready. So let's do this. Let's forgive, focus, fly, and keep growing, and go into this week, into this weekend, and be ready for next week. We're 1 week away from the Buy Here, Pay Here Super Forum. I'm so excited. Thank you so much, all three of you all, for being on the show. Thank you so much, Kendra. You're amazing. I cannot wait to meet you in person, high five you, and all that good stuff. Of course, Troy, love you, brother. It's always good to see you, homie. All right. And Alex, brother, let's do this. I can't wait to talk to you some more too. Let's keep growing together, and can't wait to learn more about what y'all doing. I'm going to have to sit inside that session and learn a few things, because that's what we need too, is a little bit of that marketing guru.
Oh yeah, get some of that. So the emotions for the Forgive, Focus, Fly is to wipe off the weight of unforgiveness, focus on what it is that we can do, where it is that we're going, stretch out and fly so that we can keep growing, everybody. So we're going to do this on 3, because we can't have a show without dropping some F-bombs. Let's go ahead and get this rocking and rolling. On 3, everybody. Hands on the shoulders. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Forgive, focus, fly,
and
keep growing. Keep growing. That's right.
So
Thank you so much.
everybody, for joining us
Woo,
today.
yes.
We have had an
Wow.
incredible time. Brewing Solutions on the Car Guy Coffee Podcast. I am Lou Ramirez, the Car Guy.
And I'm Frelin Arts, the subprime hero.
And you've been Brewing Solutions with the one, the only,
Kendra Brown,
Troy Scheer, and
Alex Melen. That's right. Thank you so
everybody.
much,
Thank you
folks.
so
NIADA. We'll see you all there next week. Buy Here, Pay Here Super Forum. Do not miss this one, my friends. And come on, if you're a dealer, get some other dealers in here. There's a chance for you to get that Top Golf. Let's go. And invite me. Come on. I want to play.
We want
It's
to
all right. So we'll take you all later. We'll see you soon. We appreciate y'all. Everyone, see you later.
Peace.